How do engineers build bridges? Do you think they need slope? If your answer is yes, you are correct. How do engineers build roads? Do you think they need slope? Absolutely. Let's say if the slope is like this, can any car go? That will be tough, right? Or very dangerous on the road. So this is Miss Nong. In this video, I'm going to go over slope, how to find slope given 2 points, how to find slope given a graph, and how to find slope given an equation. So there are 4 different types of slope. You watch the slope dude in class and review it. Slope is the steepness of the line. It's also m equal rise over run. It's also can be said to be the change in y, which is y2 minus y1, over or divide by the delta x, which means x2 minus x1. The letter we use for slope is a lowercase m. Why? Because it comes from the French word monter, which means to climb or to rise. If you can say the slope with me, go ahead and say it with me. Positive slope. Good. Negative slope. Good. Horizontal line slope. That's where slope equals 0. Good. Vertical line slope. That's where slope is undefined. We have written notes. We ask you to also write flashcards. We will also have different practices and worksheets to review with you on this subject. Exploring slopes. Mountain have slopes. We have lines like that have slopes. A skier can go down this slope. Oops. When you think of down, you think of negative. And we're talking about the left to the right. Like this. You can also run up the mountain. Oh, wow. When you think of up, remember from left to right, think of positive slope. Does this mountain have a slope? Oh, I don't think you can ski on this one. Oh, slope is 0. That's when it's boring. Horizontal line have a slope of 0, and that's when we have y equal a number. What do you think of the slope of a vertical line? That's where x equal a number. Ooh, this is not a slope, it's a cliff, undefined. If you write the slope, it will be a number over 0. So a 0 in the denominator will give you an undefined answers. One more time. Test your knowledge. Can you match these to the correct slope? Feel free to pause the video, get your answer, write it down, and see if you get the correct answer. If we're given 2 points, we can just go ahead and calculate it. But if we're not given points on any given linear line, you're going to pick smart point. And the smart point would be point that is right on the corner where I can read the number without decimal. Okay? Okay, this line has a slope of 1. How do you figure that out? Rise up 1, go over 1, or you can go the opposite way and you can say, oh, I can start over here, go to the left 1, down 1. So that's negative over negative, which give me a positive slope of 1. A few facts about slope. Rise over run. Let's try another one. Can we choose? We give you the 2 points now. Go ahead and give me the slope. Pause the video and write your slope if you need to. Count the rise. Up 1, up 2, okay. Count the run. How many units is that? Yes.
So the slope is 2 over 3. If you go from the slope on the top, going down to the one on the bottom, you're going to go -3 going to the left, -2 down. So -2 over -3, I would still get a positive 2 over 3. Okay? It's the same slope.
What do you think the slope is? Is it positive or is it negative? If you say negative, you are right. So let's choose 2 points first. And then count your slope. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Now we pick those 2 points and we're going to do the slope.
My slope is rise over run, which is -1 over 2.
You can also have positive 1 over -2. Or you can give the negative in the middle. And you can say, is the slope of -1 over 2? When we have a negative slope, it can be on the top number, it cannot be on the bottom number, but only one of those two numbers get the negative. You may also leave the negative in the middle. To summarize, if you can count, you can find the slope. Choose 2 points on a line if it's not chosen for you. Count the left point in a vertical direction to where the right point is, up or down. Count right to the second point. The slope is the rise divided by the run. The grade of the road is the same as the slope. So you can see the rise is 7 over the run is 100 feet. So what is the slope for this road? 7%. Ooh, zoom. To be correct, the slope needs to be consistent. So you don't only just do rise over run one time. You can make it into the stair. And it can be over and over again. It will be the same slope. Rise over run for all of these. It's not a linear line if the slope change. Now that is a linear line because the slope did not change. Rise over run, rise over run, rise over run, always the same. If we have a line in the form of ax plus by equals c, this is called the standard form of linear equations. You can find slope by this formula. This is a shortcut if you can remember it. Otherwise, if we don't remember this shortcut, we have to solve for y and get y by itself on the left. And then the number with the in front of the x on the right will be your slope. Y equal mx plus b. That is changed into the slope-intercept form. Here's a short entertainment for slope-intercept form.
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b.
And these are some of the examples that you might see on a quiz or a test. Here's how to find the slope given 2 points. You may write it exactly like the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is a trick to organize it with the xy chart, and then you can just find the difference between the y, the difference between the x, change in y over change in x is your slope. You may also write it just like the formula, or you can put it in the formula just like this. Remember, when you are putting in the x and the y, the order matters. The second point start first, then the second point will be y and x first. So be careful because you might get the wrong answer there. If you do get a wrong answer, make sure you know why. You will need to do 1 math notes on slope and 1 graphic organizer for your notebook. And we are going to give you choices on how to do your notes. So your notes can be just like the slope dude video. We can draw exactly this and make sure that you label it all in. Make sure to also have the formulas. We may also write it in a different way. Math notes on slope, you can also draw a different slope in each of the graph, and make sure to include a fun creatures. If you don't like the mouse there, you can draw a fun creature in there, and that would be your math notes on slope. Here's a third choice on math notes on slope. You can write it this way. And we have the positive slope, we have the negative slope, we have the hoi. Hoi is the horizontal line where the slope is 0 and the y equal a number. So that's what the hoi stand for. The vux, V-U-S, that's where the vertical line is. You have an undefined slope when it's the vertical line that go like this, and you have an x equal a number. So that's how you can also write your math notes. We have 3 choices. Slope dude, you can draw the mouse or fun creature, or you can write it just like this one. For a graphic organizer on slope, I will also give you 3 choices. Number 1 choices will be like this. You may also do a 3-tab notes organizer or a 4 tabs. Okay, so here are the 4 tab and the 3 tabs. So here is the 4 tabs. Okay, the front on the other side, you can just make it big and put slope organizer. Slope note organizer is fine too. Make sure to add some color in and decorate it to make it fun. We also have the 3-tab notes right here on slope. And you might say, what is on the other side of the tab, right? Well, on the top side right there, you can choose some example to write slope in. Choose maybe 3 different example of how to find slope. I give you 3 different graph example of how to find slope. And I think the last one where slope equal m equal 4, that should be m equal -4. Make that correction for me. Here's more example of how to find slope given the line graph. You may use any of these, or you may write all of them down if you feel like you need all the example. And slope is the steepness of the line. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and start your practice.